You, it's your brother Easy Green again with the part 2 to my dissertation on being opposite nature. The other part of opposite nature that I wanted to hit on is the fact that it's not only about being opposite nature to your typical day-to-day programming. It's also understanding that you are in an opposite nature to the creator. The creator, his or herself, itself. I like to say it because God is beyond gender, and it just creates a whole lot of unnecessary arguments to go between is God a he, is God a she. Really doesn't matter. God is beyond anything we can pretty much fathom. It has to be. It has to be. Something must supersede the thing it creates. You have to be of a greater nature to create something. Your creation is not the same as the creator. Everybody can agree that they were created. I mean, you can go into this whole energy can't be created nor destroyed and this and that. But look, we're talking about applying and using real life physical things that can change your life. So first and foremost, we got to leave the 5th and 6th and 7th dimensions, and we originated in Sirius, and we are really extraterrestrial gods of the Elohim, and that's cool and all, but right now, as of right now, I came out of the womb of a strong black woman. Her egg was fertilized by a physical sperm cell in this physical world, and now there is a physical representation of the act that was started in the early 80s, which is me. So all of this coming from Sirius, and we are really light beings from another, that's all good, but let's figure out how we can use how to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Take from the spiritual conversations what can benefit us and throw away all the extra nonsense. The bottom line is this: man is at an opposite nature to its creator. Meaning this: simple. God gives, man receives. God gives, man receives. That's it. That's all you can do. That's an opposite nature. God, or the creator, Yah, whatever you want to call it. God is a central energy. It's the most high distance. It's the most high thing that cannot be attained. It's almost so real that it doesn't exist. It's beyond your comprehension. So we cannot exist outside of our comprehension. Let's just be real. That's how you know you're in the opposite nature. God gives, man receives. Negative pole, positive pole. The positive pole is the blessings giver, and the negative pole is the blessings receiver. The most that we can do is give God pleasure by receiving and doing what is responsible, doing good with the blessings that we get, or the gifts that we get, the anointing that we get, the power that we get. These words, they're all the same thing. I just want you to get an understanding. You must master the art of receiving, but not just for yourself. You got to receive to do good for others. That's how you get more. That's how you receive more. You can't be a dam that gets water, or a reservoir that takes water, and is holding for self alone. You have to be a river. As much water as you get, you give. And that way you keep getting. People thought that getting prosperity and that getting rich and being financially, fiscally, and economically successful means that you have to save. But it's quite the opposite. You have to be in the opposite nature. You have to give. Now, I'm not saying everything that you give, you can give in such a way that you receive a return, but you have to constantly give. Now, that's physical giveness. That's not the same level of receive. That's giving on a physical level. That's not the same level of giving that the Creator gives us. It is something beyond our reach as a human being, a physical soul. Right? So the closest that we can get to acting like the Creator is to assist and give to others. This is why you get these rules of tithing and offerings and all that. Now, I believe in giving and what have you, but the church has it all jacked up with their definition of tithing. But that's another subject. You guys can remind me to talk about that later in a video or whatever, or response. I don't care, whatever, if you want to know more about that. But that's not the same thing that I'm talking about. It's a spiritual practice. It is. The Bible touches on it, and the Bible has it correct. However, the people have it only serving them and themselves alone. And that model becomes a business model. And you cannot mix business with matters of the spirit, because business is a nature of man. Right? God will bless you through your spiritual actions, but your business cannot be the sole motivator behind your spiritual actions. You cannot have money and power and prestige at the forefront of your spiritual practice. That's when you fall into ego, or when you begin to feel as though you have created everything for yourself. You fall into a negative ego. You fall into an ego in which you feel as though you are now at a level playing field with the Creator, and you begin to seek pleasure for yourself and no one else. That's when your overall happiness begins to diminish. But you may achieve individual goals, and you may receive individual, increments of happiness, but the overall quality of life begins to get dimmer and dimmer. The more you think for yourself, and to begin to think that you yourself has done everything for you. It's completely impossible to live independently. All of these people that start talking about, their guys and this, I understand what you mean, but you have to remember that if you say something that bold, if you say you're God, you say something that bold, I'm gonna need to hear a specific answer back from you for me to think that you're not just being arrogant and blasphemous. There's a specific way that you answer that question. If you don't answer that question a specific way, then I know that you don't have a clue, or you're just cocky, because no man can sit here and really say he did this all himself in his body. You wasn't even, come on, that's ridiculous. So mastering being the best receiver you can be, only to be a giver to your brother and your sister and your mother and your father. That's the key. So once you get into that state of mind, you're able to free up more energy to get and receive and experience more magical and supernatural experiences, because you're focusing less time on the self, and you start observing and you start bearing witness to other truths and other things. When you take yourself off that pedestal and admire the splendor and the greatness of this big mountain that's right in front of you. This marvel that you were living in and you took advantage of for so long, this planet, and how everything works in such synchronicity. When you have that opportunity to free up your mind to observe all of the powerful things that happen around you that you don't even pay attention to, that's when you get in touch and you are able to tap into it, and you start seeing little things unfold in your life. It's real simple, but people don't do it enough. This is your brother, Easy Green. You got any questions, comments, hit me up and I'll hit you back. And like I said, give me ideas, give me topics, give me things to hit on, and we can get this thing running, get this thing popping. It's a great time to be alive. Let's make the best out of this life. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna holler at you.